What's going on with y'all boys, man? Today, I'm here to review chapter 1097 of One Piece. Double review. I'm not too late on this chapter. I think it just officially came out 2 days ago, so I'm not too late on it. But this chapter is titled Ginny, and I really, really love this chapter, man. I think Kuma's story is like the saddest backstory. I think I've been saying this because we've gotten glimpses of it in a few other chapters before this one. His backstory is definitely the saddest one, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. It really like man. I love Kuma, man. It really like it's really sad seeing his backstory and seeing what he's become and what he is now. Like it's really, really sad seeing what he is now, man. Like the motionless husk of a man that he is now, and seeing how he was so full of life, so full of life back then. Like it's really sad, but it makes sense that he went this route because he's always taking on the pain of others. Like he's been shown taking on the pain of others, and we even see it in this chapter of him taking on people's pain and stuff. Man, it makes sense, but like it's so sad. It's so sad. But we're gonna go through the events, man. I'm gonna add more structure to these reviews because I usually just ramble on. So I'm gonna just go through the events first, and then I'm gonna give my thoughts. So more information about Kuma's life is given. At 17 years old, Kuma became a priest at the Sorbet Kingdom, rebelling pain from old people and absorbing it into himself every week. Yeah, I just mentioned that he was taking on people's pain, and that was a really powerful panel. I think that's kind of my favorite. I think that's my favorite. Nah. It's up there though. I think it's up there. Not my favorite, but it's up there. Kuma confirms that if the pain repelled by his powers is not absorbed by someone, it will eventually return to its original source. At 22 years old, Kuma refused to marry Ginny out of fear of what happened to his mother. Kuma became aware of Dragon and his freedom fighters through the newspaper around this time. No, that was a really nice panel too, man. Seeing him like, yo, I want to join them one day. I want to join them. Then he actually ends up joining them in a really bombastic way. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. At 25 years old, Kuma was thrown into jail for attacking the Sorbet Kingdom soldiers in a protest for the enslavement of the elders he cared for. The incident was the consequence of the policies instilled by Sorbet's king, Bikori, who had segregated the southern portion of the country from national jurisdiction, turning into lawless land in the process in order to reduce the population dependent heavily tribute that the Sorbet Kingdom owed to the world government. Now this king right here, man. Let me just look at his face. Let me just go to his face real quick because nah, man. Like damn, like Oda, like man. They just make them really easy to hate, bro. Like, look at his fucking face, man. He has the Usopp nose too, man. Just to add it all on top of it. But he's a fucking loser, a bitch. Just evil. Like a lot of these world nobles and just celestial dragons are just evil people, bro. Like fuck this king, bro. And he ends up getting dealt with like later on in the chapter, anyway. So thank God, it happened way faster, bro, than a lot of these celestial dragons because a lot of them are obviously free, like just they still, and in the story, like they're still a thing, right? They're still running off free. So this is the like one of the rare times where this nigga just got dealt with, nigga, and that's great. Cause fuck this king, fuck this nigga. He's ugly as shit. He's gone. He's dealt with. Fuck him. Cause he just why did he even do that, bro? He's just greedy. Fuck. Just to be greedy, right? To fuck everybody else's life up. So I hate them, and that's the whole point. You're supposed to hate them, especially with them looking like this most of the time. Especially with them looking like this, you're supposed to hate them. You're supposed to. Ginny, Goro, and other friends of Kuma were arrested as well for protesting his imprisonment. Dragon and Ivankov eventually attacked the Sorbet Kingdom, overthrowing Bikuri's rule. As I mentioned, that's how he got dealt with. Kuma and Ginny joined the freedom fighters right after being freed by Dragon and Ivankov. Now that is my favorite part of the panel. Not my favorite part of the chapter. The way they come in there is so raw. I'm not gonna lie, bro. That's so raw. That's so raw. It's so raw. I'm not gonna lie, bro. He's like, looks like the man you recommended went on quite the rampage. You're going to love him, Dragon. And he calls their name out. He's like, yo, no way. He's like, come on. How about you come change the world with us? That shit is so hard. And then it's just like this whole sequence is the best. Like it's so raw how they just and how they just easily just deal with this nigga. Just get him out of here. Get this king out of here. He's easily dealt with in the way they just walk in, like it's theirs. Like this is their place. Like that shit is so hard, bro. That shit is so hard. And it's also the added context that Kuma saw Dragon all those years ago, and he's like, man, I want to be like him, man. I want to, you know, help the world like him. Want to be like him. And he eventually ends up joining them. I love that. I love that. I love that. I loved it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, now, Dragon reveals that he was once a Marine, and he left due to different views in justice, of course. That's also why he knows a lot about weapons. That's also a point made in the chapter. Ginny was once the Revolutionary Army's East Army commander before Bello Betty, and 14 years ago, she was abducted by an unknown assailant. That's where the chapter ends. So, obviously, Ginny is Jory Bonnie's mother. Clearly, like if it wasn't obvious before, she even looks like her. So I mean, there's no doubt about it anymore. But there's also the whole thing running around that not Ivankov, Vegapunk is alluding to Bonnie being a lot younger than she actually is. And that whole incident with her being kidnapped was 14 years ago. And clearly, Bonnie isn't born yet. I don't think so. So she might be around there or even younger than that. So I guess it kind of just revealed that, I guess. So I guess she's probably like, if I had to guess, she's probably like 12. So that's where the chapter ends anyway. Jeannie's been kidnapped. And obviously, I think she's clearly dead. She's probably going to die. And it's just, it sucks. It really sucks, bro. Kuma's backstory is the saddest backstory in One Piece, bar none. Now I think Robin is also kind of up there. Robin's up there. I mean, Robin got her whole island eradicated. I mean, that's really bad too. But I think Kuma is just, oh my god, he's still smiling through it though. He still smiled through it. I love this chapter. I love it. I love it. Very few One Piece chapters I don't love, but I really like this one. I really like this one. I really like this one. Kuma shaping up to be one of my favorite backstories. I loved it. I love seeing the Revolutionary Army. I love the scene where they just barge in and go and pick their mans up. They go and free them. I love that. I love that. I love the king getting dealt with. Fuck that king. Fuck that nigga. He's dead. Nah, he's not dead. He's not dead. But he's gone. He's done. He's done basically. Love this chapter. Love, love, love it. And the full spoilers for chapter 1098 should be out in a few days, probably like tomorrow or later today. So of course I'm gonna review that. But that's really all for me, and I'll see you on the next one.